right and true.
Of course, this is the time to give you this special report. Now, the front line, deep throat, intelligence source, and we title this President Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo's attempt to hold on to power exposed. The frontline deep throat's intelligence source, coupled with our Trojan horse, has uncovered a flip-flop, slope, emotional-driven President Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo in his last-minute bid to plunge the country into a state of abyss. The American natural said the frontline show no ensani and nine akwa peke nieme bia edi ekwo biebi se anhwa President-elect John Dramani Mahama may not be sworn in January 7th. Etra anamotuo bia ekoso sa anamotuo ya ekoso ene mantie kaka de yeke. Na me Kwaku me sorry am kasabasa o se wo ye Ghana ni sabriwe na wo hwe me na me fa de say e break kakra me share program ya se besi sabriwe. If you want to put my job to test, and two, if you want to critique my job, a kind also be to critique it. However may I say and maintain say bibia no media to a form one sadia no anything has not come to pass or yenya ehun sunsen so say ampa asam na Kwaku kan and catch them which one? How many national security report have I not put on the table ni nara embemu catch me then also manye me hu mirika meka asem wa enye ne kra na anye de but folks je yeke bia no Ghana for me say mu taking it serious now. President Akufo Addo be hand over or hand over. Me de mo ko baby anoma krom. This calculation is on the war drawing board in the inner corridors of the presidency as they prepare to unleash the war bears. They prepare to unleash the war bears to stir confusion, leading to anarchy. And ultimately, this will lead to the declaration of what we call states of emergency. This, therefore, will lead to the Akufo Addo's government would have to stay in power while it would have to stay in power a while longer, whilst the president-elect would be hanging in balance. And folks, I tell you, this is pretty dangerous. Information that you are picking it yourself. Arrangement way lead to what we call state of emergency. And Yadebia was the drawing board so at the presidency one more year for rehearsals. See the American year one more year for rehearsals. Yes. And easy sir. Rehearsals no more year except they are gauging the space as to whether or not say they should press the state of emergency button or they will not press it. But you cannot also press the state of emergency button easy. There must be what you call the precursor one, or if you like, the precipice. Because without any precipitation, listen to me, Ghanaians, without any precipice, you cannot press the emergency button in this country. Yeah. So in other words, what you call the war bears who may be unleashed against the backdrop of this state of emergency are also on standby. Whilst they are also working hard, they are working their ass off to see to it how possible state of emergency will be declared. Yes. Now state of emergency, you know, so may declare or won't declare a day and a memo. Now, in some circles of the NPP, some of them believe that the candidates Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia conceded so early and then no. So what should that form what they make in the one? Just say MVP Penifoni Mubuafu said the candidate Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia did something they will tell you say it's politically incorrect. And no one can say. But another school of thought also believes that Bawumia did the right thing. So right now there is no avenue or space for what you call the precursor to any state of emergency. Now, what is left now on their drawing board, ASM, parliamentary seats in Akano, would become a secured avenue to stir this controversy. Now, someone here and one, and no chance say, Siciano, Osami, and Saoma Drejiri, the tension in Saoma Drejiri, and notwithstanding only in Saoma Drejiri to be that of isolated cases. No, there are about several constituencies within. Mika say, NDC for Ariata, so I think Tema West, ho baby, Ebi Bright, ho. And they can say, Ebi Bright, no so they are two say, hey, Mupo, 7 December, Wamuso Mira Parliament House. And there are several of these constituencies that Mika say, tension is brewing there. Now they will intend to use some constituencies way as the precursor to what? Trigger or press the state of emergency. By way of say, send the panel muku sa constituency one. So we attempt so there is the standby, what I call or what I've already described, the war beds. The war beds means what? Their military attachment, their military deployments. Mind you, this is not the time we'll be back as well. Debbie, we don't need the military men at the polling station. No. And you're different from say, we don't need military men in town. No. Right now, it's no longer a polling station. Now it's the nation and the free for all. So, the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces will tell you, no, there is some confusion in town, and this confusion way does not warrant or to let you know that it is beyond the threshold of the Ghana police. Therefore, the military should go and what? Calm the situation down. Once the military, ever crumb, no one can make tension down. It will lead to what you call a sporadic shots. I can only do this with Ghanaians. Senior Beya, you will not find yourself or you will not be caught in the crossfire, or you may not be caught in the melee. Something is in the making. Ghanaians, don't take it as a joke. Now, Ebra, some constituents when I bejano, then they deploy the military into it. 10 or whatever, 10 to 8 or what, depending how many. You do make form. 1, 2, 3, and no. Enough for the president to press the state of emergency button. Case closed. And when the state of emergency button is pressed out, what it means is that automatically President Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo would continue or will remain the president sitting on the seat until whatever. And this is Africa. Trust me. Our intelligence team within and outside the domain are watching the situation carefully and closely with the sharp lenses. We are also watching the situation very close with our sharp lenses and everything that entails. At this juncture, we call on His Eminence Ibn Chambers. Yes. Honorable Ibn Chambers, His Eminence. We are also calling on ECOWAS, Economic Committee of West Africa. We are calling on them. We are also calling on ECOMOC. And then last, calling on United Nations and all the international stakeholders in Ghana's just ended election 2024. Right? To be on the alert to figure out this impending explosion. So that Obi Ameka say, Kwaku Annan, you are lying. No. I've called on all these eminent institutions, including His Eminence Ibn Chambers, all of them, Me say, wake up, be on the alert. Begin to pick the intelligence on the ground. What is in the making? This impending explosion. Ghana for Mama Fenye Agro. We don't want history to be in the making. No. Yempe history be in the making. Why would I say this? And I reference Laurent Gbagbo. Laurent Gbagbo, who became president of Ivory Coast in 2000. During his presidency, he grappled with civil war and an extended period of disunity after dispute that he lost on election in November 2010. He refused to step down, which led to a political crisis that threatened to reignite civil war in the midst of accelerating conflict. Laurent Gbagbo, ABC, Asema Mike, Enya Abosebikao, ABC, our just neighbor here, Ivory Coast, ABC, honor. Laurent Gbagbo, ABC, Ivory Coast. Election 2000, he won, or he did not, or see we didn't win. And what he did basically was that he plunged the nation called Ivory Coast into war, a civil war. Enyasem ketwa. Ghana for munya muhu de ekoso. The second person I can reference, President Yaya Jammeh of Gambia, when he attempted not to hand over power to the president-elect. And you see in DC on other hand. And tonight, Yaya Jammeh and see next. And the list goes on and on and on. Tonight, we are calling on the eminent persons and bodies to sit with the President Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo to consider this as a national exercise and an obligatory and also a force enshrined in the 1992 Constitution. And may I say, Mr. President Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo, Ompel, this is a non-compromise situation. He is obligated to do it, and there is nothing he can do. Yes, Mr. President. Untimi yahwe wo ho. The obetimi ayane say on the 7th December, President Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo, he cannot do anything except to hand over power to the president-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Period. And may I say to the MPP, and also say this to some top officers in the Ghana Armed Forces. Yes, any officers in the military, in the Ghana Armed Forces, and also in the state intelligentsia, please, allow this nation to move this direction way. And kudru baby I say kudru. Na onyankopon fa ni nhira Ghana. Ye pabo chow. Mr. President Akufo Addo, ye pabo chow. Whether Baumia conceded early or did not, the point is, Puto Hwegum Dankwa Nsirimu na nebeko. Ye any further machinations or any schemes or any conspiracy ploy to disturb the political stability of this nation, please, the volcanic eruption will be more than you can bear. Nobody try for us to raise the flag down. No, let the flag of Ghana hoist across the global world and at the global stage, because election will be a hunipa. And now, feeling ya to a benevieno. And a mobile skirmishes being anyway. In the scheme of things, Ghanaians have spoken, and that is the word of Ghanaians. We cannot compromise this. Mr. President Akufo Addo, please. Any form, any attempt to press the state of emergency button will be very fatal. I can assure any of you. Ghana's international partners, Bibri, are picking this intelligence. I'm telling you, I don't want to mention it, but I say, Ghana's international partners foreign have picked this intelligence. Namonya Shiyi. Let peace reign and let peace reign in Ghana. Ghana was the first country in the south of the Saharan African continent to have gained her independence. And after our independence, spirits of gloom, despondency, and moral decadence have become a commonplace. But even though of the above, still Ghana continued to reign on the global platform as a beacon of what? Democracy. As what? Gateway to Africa. So therefore, may I say respectfully, Mr. President, let's maintain this status quo. Where we everything, corruption, massive corruption at the apex of government. Enough. The Akaris is kankan mo femra. Mudi be we are mutu to him. Kwaye nisri mipom. But the likes of the Gabias Rochedako, Kenoforiata, whoever Mushem Biara, you must account for your still worship. Folks, when a reporter made a better or ama president in the country, we are and I make a chance of folks, and Yoma ye piano, and Yama anojo sao. Please. They be a master make a chance of Kwaku Annan, but that for say, and no man sometimes Kwaku me they be also make a chance. I wish I don't know all of this. Because why? Too much. The things we know, sometimes we see, we hear, we get too much. Why? What are you doing? Sometimes to be able to sit to process all of the above, it's a much work to do. Folks, at the end of the day, I can only appeal to the consciousness of this nation, our clergy, civil society groups, and all and sundry to wake up and begin to speak to the president that anytime soon, Mr. President, you would walk down the aisle. It will be well as noted, said, you've come to rule 8 years. Walk down the aisle. Right now, as we speak, President Akufo Addo is in his lame duck period. Yeah, stage. Yeah. Minimisia make us say President Akufo Addo or baby of France. Kwajiwa home wo. Be did ni one. I can't nothing. Maybe be had nothing. Nemom say obi ever be press the state of emergency bottom. No. It will be resisted with the fears, with the blood. Moja na nipa de begu ho a resist saade no. Nti be the mosi on this attempt of say hand you over mapa on the 7th January. Ye na ye ba Independence Square ho aba behwe His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to be sworn in as the next president of this republic. Asem Father Sam ko asundwimu ne ye na ye ntra ha se ba tan ba ko ene ne mma ye bedidi ne yanom asem asa bibia ni ho ana se the chairman kan a while ago ye na be trust ne ye didi de wo mu an bibia ni ho mu ba ye sikai munya bia nya bi edi bi atoto dan cars bibia di ma ahodo ma no so ye se muntimi ni wo me mete ye ese ma no ko muntimi ni wo ene mu ne ade eye. It's okay. Munya man into na John Mahama. The 24-hour economy on metwaso. Now fees operation why recover the loot and me a honke comply with them. Now some for some folks on the BBC.